yesterday, but it's an old day now.
Це неважливо, кохаєш ти жінок або чоловіків. Важливо, щоб ти кохав Україну. Вступай до ЗСУ.
That's a short, just a little snippet of they're trying to get more people from Western Ukraine to join the war effort using LGBT propaganda.
Depicted here with a machine gun flying into Israel. She posted it under her online alias with the celebratory Free Palestine. Mr. Secretary, what's going on here? Is this typical of people who work at DHS? This is an asylum and immigration officer who is posting these frankly pro-genocidal slogans and images on the day that Israelis are being slaughtered in their beds. What have you done about this?
4 things I'd like to say to you. Number 1, your question to suggest that is emblematic of the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security is despicable.
Really? I'm sorry. What have you done? This person works for the Department of Homeland Security. Have you fired her?
That was 1 of 4 answers.
Have you fired her?
1.
Have you fired her? Don't come to this hearing room when Israel has been invaded and Jewish students are barricaded in libraries in this country and cannot be escorted out because they are threatened for their lives. You have employees who are celebrating genocide, and you are saying it's despicable for me to ask the question?
Here now.
The political coverage that, look, some of the political players and some of the let me ask a rhetorical question. No, anyways.
Say farewell to those days of shaving the back of your head before hair transplant. Dr. Highness and his team have mastered this method, and they are eager to reveal the remarkable results to you. In addition to
Whoa. Put on the brakes. Welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, pufties, one-eyed heifers, right and left-wing wackos, woodchucks, and chuckheads, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, which is what they call it up here, to another version of It's News to Us. And who are we? Where are we? You are watching It's News to Us. Thanks, Philo. In the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth, College of Musical Knowledge. Yeah, you can see his drum videos on YouTube at Terry DeFazio. Go check it out. Newport Soldiers TV News Watchers. Here now, brown cow, as the locals say. Defend the cops. Defund the cops. No, I don't think so. That hasn't worked out so good. And let's see.
Just ask Burlington.
Yeah. Oh, I think we got a Burlington article in here. Yeah, this week. I hope I can get to it. And we're all inclusive here. And we cater to men, women, men who look like women, men who think they're men, who look like women, who think they're men, who act like women,
and men who want to compete in women's sports.
That's gonna stop, Mister.
Boy, I hope so. I'm sick of it.
It's gonna stop, and we're gonna have to we're gonna get Trump back for that. That's all there is to it. And because the election was stolen from him, so they say. And
I think you should put it upside down. It looks better.
Yeah. And speaking of which, there's our cadaver in chief right there. Senile agitation. Get off my lawn! He gets the sundowner syndrome. They have to pump him full of Talkie Joe drugs. You mad all the time? Ask your doctor about anger chucks.
That's what they did for Reagan,
Yeah.
His voice was getting very, very thin, which happens when you get older.
Yeah.
And they pumped him full of steroids.
Well, yeah. Speaking of the election, here's the thing, okay? Now, we were told, the 2020 election, that was the best, brightest, best election, cleanest election on the planet. Well, see, the thing was that none of the judges, they were all chicken crap judges. They didn't want to go, none of them wanted to rule or look into it, right?
Yep.
So I'm watching Charlie Kirk today, the guy from, whatever the hell it is.
Not PBS, is it?
No, he's the college campus kid. He goes on campuses and argues with the kids. He wins. He's a conservative. But anyways, so he was going on today about a election they had in Bridgeport. Now get this, because it's two Democrats. Because it's two Democrats, the judge threw it out. This is from today. Connecticut judge, and you can see this at ctpublic.org news. It's Pubic Broadcasting, so it's not right. I mean, well, of course it's not right, but I mean it's more left,
Very
Anyways, of Connecticut judges overturned the results of Bridgeport's mayoral primary, ordering a new election in a decision that comes just days before the Bridgeport voters are slated to head to the polls on November 7th. Wednesday's ruling is the latest twist in an election centering on allegations of absentee ballot abuse in Connecticut's largest city. The election captured widespread attention after a video surfaced online appearing to show a supporter of incumbent Mayor Joe Ganim stuffing stacks of papers into absentee ballot drop box. Yeah, kind of like Dinesh D'Souza's movie there, 20,000 Mules. I bought a copy of that online. I'm going to try and get permission to run it here at the TV station. And maybe Philo could put it up on put it up on the station's website. But they did the same thing. They showed them stuffing ballot boxes left and right all over the place in Michigan, Pennsylvania. Yet no judge would take it. You know why?
Why is that?
Because they got threatened, Philo.
Uh-oh, a threat. Now that's horrible.
Well, yeah. Do you remember the guy who showed up at friggin' the Supreme Court Justice's house with a pistol? And his sister called from California and turned him into the cops. Otherwise, he might have got past the security. It's insane. The judges anyways. So, but when it's hot Democrat on Democrat action, it's different.
Well, that's kind of like the same as same-sex, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like same-sex marriage. Every marriage is a same-sex marriage.
Well, unless you cheat or whatever, I suppose.
Yeah, if you don't have sex, if you have sex with someone different, you're going to be in big trouble, mister. You're not going to have any sex at all. The election captured widespread attention. Superior Judge William Clark determined the allegations of possible malfeasance warrant. Wait a minute. Judge William Clark determined the allegations of possible malfeasance warrant throwing out the results of the September 12th primary, in which Ganim won by 251 votes out of 8,173 cast. Yeah, isn't that yeah, okay. So absentee ballot secured his margin of victory. Of course they do. Remember Jimmy Carter, the Carter, what was it, the Baker-Carter Commission? They went around the planet, and it was 20, 30 years ago, and said that the worst thing you could do is have absentee or mail-in ballots, because they're the easiest to tamper with and stuff ballot boxes. That you should have voter ID, and you should vote in person on the same day. End of sentence. Period. Full stop. And the volume of ballots so mishandled is such that it calls the result of the primary election into serious doubt and leaves the court unable to determine the legitimate result of the primary, Clark wrote in his ruling. Added that the videos are shocking to the court and should be shocking to all the parties. Oh, like all the like the Detroit video where it showed the friggin' trucks showing up at 2-3 a.m. in Detroit, backing in, come on in, unloading boxes of friggin' ballots in the middle of the night. And then they said, in Atlanta, where they said, oh, we had a water leak, everybody out. And they put newspaper over the windows and just kept counting ballots over and over again until we got the ones we needed to win. Oh, kind of like that, Your Honor? Your Honesty? Anyways, new primary date has not yet been set. Ganem's opponent, John Gomez, whose campaign obtained the surveillance video and released it publicly after the primary, sued city officials and demanded a new primary or for him to be declared the winner, which is exactly what Trump did. And now they're taking Trump to court and his lawyers saying that what he did by merely questioning the election, Trump broke the law. Philo, you can't even question it. Unless you're a Democrat and the video goes your way. But, if you're a Republican and the video shows them cheating, you can't even question it. Yeah. Oh, man. Gomez called the victory a ruling for the people of Bridgeport. Our campaign has always believed that the integrity of our democratic process must be upheld. Ganem said he'll wait to hear from his lawyers. Despite the judge's order, it's not clear yet whether it'll be necessary for Bridgeport to hold another primary. Lawyers for the parties told Connecticut Public that it depends on the outcome of next week's general election. So they're going to go ahead with the general even though the primary's in question? To hell, Philo. Where's my dogs? Where's them dogs, damn it? That's why we put this video in.
They're in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but they show up.
Them damn dogs. Oh, I miss those little mutts.
Did they make that cartoon Two Stupid Dogs after those two, or what?
Yeah. Oh, man. They used to get me in so much trouble. One time, Dog Boy and I, we had a beautiful grow area, right? It was an old grown-in farm, with trees only about 8 feet tall, right? Mm-hmm. And it was right across the street from the J-Town Forest. So we would park in the J-Town Forest and then wait till we heard no traffic and then run across the street. There they are right there. And we'd run across the street and go do our work, either planting, tending, whatever. And so one time we went over to harvest, right? It's like friggin' October, November, this time of year. And we're over there, we've got the frickin' giant trash bags and we're hacking and chopping and we've got implements of destruction and we're chopping down the weed and stuffing it in the bags, And then we get ready to go. So we go up to the road, right? We listen for traffic. We run across the road and the dogs won't come. And I'm all like, what the hell? Where's the friggin' dogs? I'm all like, back, Spike, get over here. And they're all like, F you, man. It's like they're out playing. They're running around chasing porcupines and raccoons and skunks and tearing up the forest with implements of destruction. And it's like, what the hell? And Dog Boy's all like, come on. And I'm there, you don't have to tell me, man. I got a friggin' Toyota RAV4 with the whole back of the car is like full of friggin' stink. I mean, real powerful, smelly friggin' weed. And I'm yelling for the dogs. So they're, come on. And then they show up, Philo, and they won't get in the car. It's like, no, Daddy, no, we're not done having fun. And so Dog Boy, he's pleading with him, come on, I'll give you a Chewy, I'll give you a pepperoni. I'll give you anything. Just get your ass in the car before somebody comes along and we get busted. Oh, no. Oh, man. Yeah. No, they wouldn't come, though. Little weasels. And there they are. Yeah. See those good old hefty trash bags, man. And I can attest to the strength of those trash bags. The stems wouldn't poke their way through them or nothing. And then I'd take them home, and it would take hours and hours. First we'd have to divvy it up. You get this one, I get that one. I get that one, you get this one. Oh, I want that one. Okay, give me that one. And this went back and forth for like 2 hours, right? And then I'd have to go home and then trim off all the water leaves. Trim, trim, trim. Snip, 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 snip. Trim them up. Put them on clothes hangers, take them upstairs, or put them up near the wood stove and flash dry them for the first day or two. And it's a lot of work to grow good weed, man. But anyways, the dogs were not cooperating that day. They were, well, what do you call it? Recalcitrant, Philo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Voters will head to the polls again on Tuesday, but Gomez will also be on Tuesday's ballot, blah, blah, blah. Bloss, who is Bloss? What the hell is Bloss? Where do they get these names, man? Bloss speculated another primary cell that will likely take place no earlier than 4 weeks from now. Could be scheduled as late as the new year, depending on how quickly election officials can prepare. In his ruling Wednesday, Judge Clack ordered the parties to confer with each other and with election officials within 10 days to discuss scheduling a new primary. Secretary of State's office said it'll confer with the campaigns, blah, blah, blah. Stephanie Thomas, the Secretary of State, said she was pleased with that Clark is protecting the integrity of our elections by ordering a new primary election. But yet they wouldn't protect they were unwilling to protect the integrity of our elections when it came to the friggin' presidential elections. Rat bastards. We hope the city will ensure that all eligible gullible voters will be made aware of the new date to avoid disenfranchising any citizens. The court's finding that there were significant mishandling of ballots. Mishandling? They were stuffing, they took boxes of friggin' ballots and stuffed the friggin' ballot boxes. Mishandling my butt. Come on.
We wouldn't want to mishandle your butt, Steve.
Oh, no. Or your ballot.
Well,
remember, you only get one. Vote early, vote often.
Remember what Richard Daley used to say?
Yeah.
Vote early, vote often.
If the dead can vote, you should be able to also.
I don't see why not. It doesn't matter because Vermont's always going to go for the Democrats, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
None at all.
I want to, there's Spiky. I want to get one of those machines that Mike Lindell, that My Pillow guy's coming out with. He's coming out with these machines, and he's gonna hand them out and sell them to all these people so they can bring them with them to their place of voting, and it'll immediately tell you if the voting machine is hooked up to the internet, Philo.
Yeah.
This ought to be interesting. It'll be all like beep, 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 beep. Hey, wait a minute. This thing's not supposed to be hooked up to the, what the hell's going on here?
What used to get me was they'd have these exit polls and they'd call a state before the polls even closed.
Yeah, or you get the exit polls that are completely different from what from what happened. It's like, wait a minute, the exit polls are usually within a margin of error of probably, 2%, 5%?
Yeah, it's usually when they call an election for that exit poll, it's usually pretty close, but we've seen it backfire.
Yeah, especially lately when elections stretch into friggin' months. Used to be election night. I mean,
expect the next election to be the worst one yet.
Yeah, well,
and it won't even matter who's running.
The only time last century, 2 times, that the elections stretched into the middle of the night were for Woodrow Wilson, because that was a multi-man race with, what's his face, Teddy Roosevelt, jumping in the pile. and then again with Harry Truman in 48 because of what the hell? That was a 4-man race also.
Yeah, Dewey was in that one.
Yeah, Dewey, Truman, Thurman, and Wallace.
Wasn't that Moe, Larry, Curly, and Shemp?
Yeah, exactly.
Shemp messed him up, didn't he?
Yeah. Groucho, Harpo.
Chico and Zeppo.
Yeah, exactly.
I always loved those guys.
Our office will continue to advocate for policies such as drop box surveillance, a Connecticut election court, and investment in voter education, all of which will strengthen our election system. Oh yeah, advocate for policies such as drop box surveillance. Yeah, because if it wasn't for the cameras caught the anti-Trump people, the friggin' Biden people, dead to rights. Did it do any good, Philo, if the court won't hear it? Absolutely not. Okay, how about some news we don't hear about, Philo?
Okay.
Let's see. There's some good ones, yeah. Oh, there's a good podcast by a black guy. He's a conservative black guy, and he's funny as all get out. His name's Royce White. I think his podcast is Please Call Me Crazy. Oh, and they're having a trial in Denver where they're going to try and remove Trump from the ballot because of the insurrection clause, the 14th Amendment or something stupid. Even though it doesn't, every real legal scholar says it's crazy because we haven't had, it only was applicable during the Civil War. Well, anyways, Philo, you know who's paying for this lawsuit?
All of us, probably.
Worse, man, worse. These rhino Republicans from the Uniparty. Some ultra-rich so-called Republican called Leonard Leo and the Federalist Society, and the Denver trial. Never mind, there's been no indictment or charges for insurrection.
Now that's a good one. Let's vote for the Federalist Party.
Yeah,
right. We'd only be a couple centuries late, but what the heck?
This is the Federalist Society. They're late, but they're better late than never, right?
I guess. Vote for Wash Georgington, huh?
Yeah, we're voting for John Adams. And the law firm Philo, you know who the law firm is?
Wells, and Alvarez.
Yeah, right. Moe, Larry, and Curly. King and Spalding. And it's the same law firm where they have Sally Yates, who now works at the White House, I believe.
Really?
And who's a Democrat, and Christopher Wray, our current Republican FBI director. Oh, yeah, sure. Do you talk about the Uniparty, huh?
Sort of like the Unabomber on crack, maybe.
Yeah, and they're all it's funded by mega donors, man.
Okay.
And this Denver judge, this wacko judge, is trying to knock Trump off the ballot to the 14th Amendment. Her name is Sarah Wallace. And why is it always a black woman, Philo?
I don't know. They seem to be
what the hell?
Getting into things.
We know you slept your way through law school, because let's face it, you didn't have to do any work because of the color of your skin and your gender. We know that. Let's see. There's no and she's written stuff that says how much she hates Trump, and it's a conflict of interest, but she won't recuse herself, Philo.
They should put her on the U.S. Supreme Court now.
Yeah.
That'll be next, right?
Yeah. Can you tell us what a woman is? Not in this context. Well,
I know. Isn't that something? I can't believe this.
Can you tell us what a dog is?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm not a veterinarian.
Yeah, I'm not qualified because I don't have a PhD in something.
It's like, what? I'm not a veterinarian, but I can tell it's a damn dog. It's
Yep.
crazy.
You know, they
Anyways.
got kids showing up in schools, they say that they're cats or whatever, and they act like it.
Oh,
They say-
yeah.
And I tell them, okay, good, you can eat off a dish on the floor, and you gotta go
Use a litter
do
box.
your business in a litter box.
Yeah, yeah. And,
I don't know what the heck kids are doing now. I mean, we were pretty nuts, you know? You and I, we did some pretty crazy things, but nothing like this.
no,
This is out there where the bus doesn't run.
I'd make them tie their hands behind their backs and make them eat a can of Friskies off a plate. Yeah, how do you like me now? Let's see, there was only one case in 1869, and Congress would have to need to pass a statute, and there would have to be a court conviction for someone to be busted before for violating the 14th Amendment. And they can't. And Kash Patel got up there and he testified, basically reiterated his testimony that he gave to the January 6th committee. And he said, look, it was a lawfully permitted protest that turned into a riot. And now we've got Fat Fannie Willis, another black woman in Atlanta. We've got Letitia James, another big black woman in New York who's trying to take Trump's businesses away because she said he overinflated the value of his real estate. You know, never mind that he borrowed the money from the companies. They got their money back with interest, and they never complained. They didn't, you know, what the hell? And then we've got this bad werewolf of London, Jack Smith, going after him in Washington, D.C. for this so-called insurrection. I mean, the guy's just horrible. He's a horrible person. There's the mutts. Oh, the poor mutts. Yeah, he's got bad teeth, bad hair, bad skin. He's just bad all the way around, man.
I'm glad we got that videotape of Mac scratching, because I've still got that as a bumper. I still use it.
Good, we got to dig it out. You know the average Ukrainian soldier's age, Philo? You know what it is?
36.
43.
Jeez, I thought 36 was bad.
Yeah. Well, that's because all the young people have screwed, man. Anybody with any sense, money, or got 2 feet and a pair of tennis shoes has left the friggin' Ukraine.
You know what I said a few years ago to my brother-in-law? We were watching the Stanley Cup, and we noticed that Tampa and the other team they were playing, there's a lot of Russians. I said, yep, they got on the hockey team so they wouldn't have to fight in this stupid war.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Oh, there's a great website out there too, Philo.
No. Okay.
Speaking of our favorite doctor who's never practiced medicine ever.
Oh, which one? Oh, gosh, there's so many of those.
It's called GainaFauci.org. Yeah, GainaFauci.org. Oh, and Joe Biden came out and said that inflation's down 60% from last summer.
I wonder where he pulled that number out of.
Yeah, from where the sun don't shine, I'd imagine.
You really should read that book by RFK Jr.
Oh, I have. I got so disgusted I couldn't take it, Terry.
Yeah, I read through it, and I had to skip certain parts of it that were just kind of blah. But boy, that was a hell of a book.
Oh, it's, you know, Fauci. Anyways, yeah. Let's see.
As soon as he talks about Bill Gates in the same sentence, that really set me off.
Oh, yeah. Inflation's down 60% from last summer. Joe also said, we're going to take $1 billion to fix the electric water pipes. You know, the ones with lead in them?
The electric water pipes?
That's what he said, man. Day before yesterday.
I don't think you want to put water through and electricity together. I don't think that's a good idea.
I heard it on the Howie Carr show. I almost fell out of my chair, man. It's crazy.
You better fasten your seatbelt then, Steve.
Yeah, that's it. It says, I heard And then he said, Bidenomics is just another way to say the American dream. Oh yeah, the American dream. You can't afford a house, you can't afford a car, you can't afford student loans, you can't afford groceries, but you know, it's Bidenomics, it's the American dream, Philo.
It was about as good as Reaganomics.
Yeah, really.
Oh gosh, that was horrible.
And Joe also said, we're making the biggest investment since Eisenhower's rural investment in rural. Okay, can we quote you on that, Mr. President?
Yeah, I think you're confusing me now.
Yeah. And let's see, what the hell was it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, remember Professor Neil Ferguson and his models during the damn COVID baloney?
Oh, the pandemic?
Yeah, the plan. Yeah. Professor Neil Ferguson's. Where's his models now, Philo? Where is he?
Bill, they're going to cook up another one, Steve. I guarantee it. There's going to be another one, and it will be in the next 2 years.
Yeah. And the White House, Dr. Rachel Levine, Richard Levine, Fauci, all ignored the risks and covered up the clots and contaminants and adulterants that they found in the vials of the damn vaccine, the so-called vaccine, which they changed the meaning of the word vaccine.
Oh, now did you see the latest ad? I see them now. They're pushing the next Pfizer shot, which is now number 5.
Yeah, did you see the one with Martha Stewart?
Oh, geez, you know who I'm seeing it with though? This is insane. You know how they're recruiting Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's talking about the next COVID vaccine. You need to get it, and this is what he's saying: get 2 vaccines, get your flu shot and get your COVID shot together.
Oh yeah, that's why God gave you 2 arms, Philo.
You get them both side by each.
That's crazy.
And I'm saying, as soon as you start using celebrities to push your product, that means your product isn't any good.
Yeah, they've got a thing with Martha Stewart sharpening up a friggin' samurai sword, right?
Yeah,
and
I've seen that one.
Sparks are flying off it and stuff. And then she takes it and she friggin' slices up a pineapple or some damn thing.
Yep.
And then it's like, don't forget to get your latest COVID vaccine booster. I'm all like, yeah, right. Okay, honey.
I'm not taking any more.
I'll get right on that. Yep. And let's see, there were widespread carcinogens. They knew in November of 2020 that intentionally that it had the simian virus number 40 in the vials. Now, why there was monkey virus in the vials, they can't quite say. This is how they're going to get sued, Philo, because lawsuits don't cover intentional negligence or cover-ups, right?
I hope not.
No. And so they found the simian virus number 40 and process 1. And then Pfizer, with no emergency use authorization, sent out process 2, causing turbo cancers with DNA fragments, plasmids, etc. There wasn't so many in Moderna, but it was in Pfizer. And the FDA allowed Pfizer to redact the manufacturing info so that the SB40 was never disclosed to the FDA. And you can read all this stuff at a website, Naomi Wolf's website called the dailyclout.io. It's just like it's spelled, dailyclout.io.
I was, the wife and I were lucky. We got the Moderna, which seems to be the least dangerous of all of them. And you know what? The one they pushed for all the teachers, and the one my son got also, the Johnson & Johnson, was the least effective. The least effective.
Oh, maybe that's a good thing.
Well, it seems almost everybody I know that got the Johnson & Johnson's caught it.
Oh, remember we had a board member who resigned this year she got every damn booster and every other thing, and she kept getting it. She got it like 5-6 times. Remember?
I know a woman who got all her shots and she's caught it 3 times.
It's nuts. What's the point?
I happened to be lucky. It was only like a little cold for about a week, but my wife, she got nailed. It kind of wrecked her, which is too bad.
Oh, and now, thank God, we've got a new speaker. They're all freaking out because he says he lives his life by biblical principles. Woody, okay, we're back. We had a little mic problems. New equipment, folks, new equipment. But we're back. Philo's corrected it. So anyways, we got a new Speaker of the House. And as usual, they hate this guy. And the atheists hate him, the press hates him, everybody hates him, so that means he's doing something right. And here's the thing. We got to get a handle on the debt, okay? Because you know what brought down the Roman Empire, Philo?
They let the roads go into disrepair and they couldn't get pizza to the troops.
Yeah, exactly. It was coin clipping. They took base metal like silver and they would clip coins and their money supply. Their money was once ruled the kingdom and then it just faded away. And we're going the same way. And these boneheads with their stupid modern monetary theory, you know, and forgive me, Bernie, but Bernie doesn't know dick when it comes to monetary theory because it doesn't work, okay? So anyways, we got to reduce the debt and we got to reduce the interest rates, especially because, let's face it, by next year, if we keep going the way we're going, and they came out and they lied about the incoming revenue. They put it off, and they finally said, oh, we'll give you the figures. And they came out Friday night with the numbers from Treasury, and they were all off. I mean, way, way off, Philo, because let's face it, business is going down the drain. You don't come waltzing into the White House and start taking over the economy. The economy is doing fine. The best thing you can do is get out of the way of the economy. But oh no, we're going to rebuild the economy from the bottom up and sideways out, and yeah, right.
Nobody has ever built it from the bottom up. They're still doing trickle down.
Yeah, well, there's a happy medium in there, and we know what works, and the best thing to do is leave it the hell alone, okay? But yet they've been borrowing money, and the best place, one of the best economists I've seen is this guy named E.J. Antonioni. Okay, he was one of Trump's budget Office of Management and Budget guys, and they were the ones that got the country back on track. You know, after 8 years of Obama, and got it ripping again. Okay, I mean, got it ripping, and because of tariffs and stuff like that. But you can see him at EJ Antoni at Twitter at real EJ Antonioni. Let's see. Oh, and now it turns out that Senator Grassley has ordered asked the FBI for the 1023 forms from the FBI. Excuse me. From the cover-up of Biden's Pittsburgh office. You know, there were something like 43 whistleblowers, Philo, who said that they had all this dirt on the Bidens. They didn't pay their taxes. They were taking in money. They were corrupt. They were full of graft, full of crap. And they just broomed it. And you know who broomed it? The deep state. Friggin' Bill Barr, Trump's attorney general, just swept it under the rug because even their own people didn't want Trump in there.
Well, he didn't pick the right people, did he?
No. He listened to idiots like Chris Christie. Chris Christie told him, oh yeah, you should appoint Christopher Wray as head of the FBI. He's a great guy, you know. He'll take care of everything. Yeah. Turns out he took care of nothing. He's not a Republican. He's a deep state operative, and they just covered everything up. And so there's you can see the article, I guess, by Margot Cleveland at the Federalist. In, what was it, June 20th of 2020, they buried the Russian disinfo and the Chinese bribe money too. Now they're finding out. Remember, Joe was being a smart ass with what's his name, Steve Ducey from Fox News says, you know, what about the money? They assert that you took money from the Chinese and you know, the Azerbaijanis and the Ukraine and all these other companies. And Joe Biden says, well, where's the money? Where's the money? Remember, like daring them to find the money? Well, they found the money, and we didn't have time to put it on this week's show, but you can see it online. It's a $400,000 check to Joe Biden, Philo, and you know what it turns out to be?
What's that?
It's from the $4 million they got from the Chinese for one deal, the one where Hunter was saying, we want the money and we want it now. That was the 10% for the big guy. That check. It's a $400,000 check to Joe Biden.
Heck, I could do just 4,000 of it, and I know I'd have a good drums kit.
Yeah.
Better than the one I've got, even.
And you know what it says on the bottom, what it was for?
What's that?
Loan repayment.
Oh, I see.
And why is it listed as loan repayment? So they don't have to pay any taxes on it. Remember, Joe's coming out and said, oh, you just got to pay your fair share. That's all we want you to do is pay your fair share. Yeah. Not that we pay our fair share. Me and Jill put all our money in B Corporation, so we don't pay a nickel in taxes. That's insane, man. They took the most honest guy we had and the most honest guy we've ever seen in the White House since Harry Truman, and dirtied him up, and then they turned around and intentionally covered up for the dirtiest man in D.C. And now look where we're going. Now we're on the verge of World War friggin' III.
Yep.
A nuclear war.
Yep.
Yeah, works out good. Oh, yeah, I went through 300.
That leads me to another question I'll ask you about after the show's over, because I don't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, I was watching this movie. I found a bunch of movies, five DVDs.
No.
And one of the movies was Van Johnson. It was called Go for Broke. It was about the 442nd Regimental, combat team and the 100th Infantry Battalion. They were all Japanese. They fought in the European theater. They were the most decorated, highly decorated unit in World War II. And their motto was "Go for Broke." And
I remember that.
Yeah, Van Johnson was in that movie.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and you know who was in that regiment, Philo?
Who's that?
Jack Sue.
Yeah.
From Barney Miller.
Yes. You know what? His real name was Jack Suzuki.
Yeah.
And he changed his name because he was so embarrassed about them attacking Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Jack Sue, man. He was in the 442nd.
Is he still alive?
No. He died during the season 3, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Oh, and did you hear this one? They're talking about this new battlefield nuke, or what do they call it? Yeah, it's a battlefield nuke. There's another name for it. It's anyways, this new nuclear weapon that they've just developed, Philo.
Yeah.
Joe Biden invited the Chinese and the Russian to watch an explosion of this new nuclear bomb in the desert, like above ground, an above ground explosion like they used to do friggin' when we were kids in 1962.
Well, they should get a front row seat right when it goes off. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, let's put the grandstand right up front.
Yeah, but like maybe 100 yards away, and then we can do measurements to see how the nuclear fallout affects them.
Yeah, we'll give them a pair of goggles, man. Yeah.
Steve, it makes sense, doesn't it? Invite them in, let them get a front row seat, kaboom.
This is insane, dude.
Yes, it is.
It's insane. Biden invites China and Russia to watch the nuke explosion in the desert.
Now, this wouldn't be that new neutron bomb they used to have in the 70s.
No, this is a regular battlefield.
You remember the neutron bomb, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Leave their property right where we need it.
Yeah. Oh, get this. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General, he came out with a report saying that the DHS has been infiltrated by the Muslim Brotherhood and the Chinese Communist Party.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Looking good, because you pay the Biden, so you get to do whatever the hell you want to do, mister. We're getting close, man. Wow, we should be right on time.
Oh, you still got about 5, 6, 7 minutes to go, Steve.
No kidding.
Yeah, we stopped you at about 34 minutes, so you still got some time.
Okay, I don't know. I looked at my watch. Anyways.
We can do some fancy editing.
Oh, yeah. The flexibility, let's see. Where's that stuff about the cops from Burlington? Oh, yeah, Biden. Leaders must seek a two-state solution. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's it. Nobody wants the Palestinians because they suck, okay? They suck. The Jordanians don't want them. The Egyptians don't want them. Nobody wants them. Oh, here it is. This is today's paper, Burlington Free Press. 6 pages of nothing, Philo.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know.
6 pages of nothing. There's one article right there about pulling a fire alarm, and you can only pull a fire alarm if you're a Negro. Like that Negro in Washington, D.C., who said he accidentally pulled a fire alarm and didn't get busted for it.
I know. Yep.
That idiot. Well, we got this negress, black woman. She pulled the fire alarm in Burlington. Burlington High School principal Deborah Beaupre pulled the fire alarm to break up a fight between students on October 18th. She felt was necessary to stop an unsafe situation. Yeah, you know what you do? You have a couple of men teachers in the cafeteria to whack these kids' heads together. That's the only thing they understand, man.
A lot of them, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they had to do when we were kids. Well, let's see. Stone, I guess he's the, fire chief or whatever. He said a Burlington city ordinance penalizes a person using the fire for a false alarm, but the $100 to $500 fine is in place primarily to deter alarms from being used out of mischief. Let's see. There are instances that would allow for someone to pull the alarm because of some other emergency. He described an event from the spring where the department responded a person pulling the alarm because they felt unsafe, Philo, due to a fight in the building stairwell. He said a bystander felt what was going on was out of control, and this was a way to trigger a 911 response. You think that they're going to get there? You pull that alarm, you think they're going to get there by the time the kids are fighting? For real? Really?
And how far away is the fire station?
Yeah, 3 miles, 5 miles.
10 miles. It was in Burlington with the traffic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Sure, oh, yeah.
You might not get anybody to show up at all, like when I went to the police station with someone's license and no one was there.
Yeah, as fire marshal, Stone's office investigates manual activation alarms to determine if it was appropriate and issues tickets if they determine it wasn't. Organizations can make arrangements with fire departments for emergency response plans. Yeah, only the colored people can pull a fire alarm. Best way to handle an unsafe situation. You know the best way? Pepper spray, all right? Either pepper spray or a 357. How's that? Generally, the best thing to do in any emergency is to call 911. In that case, the emergency can be assessed and the proper authorities sent out to respond. But here we are. Because they got rid of the cops, and they don't want, nobody wants to sign up anymore to be a cop in Burlington. Some residents have told the Free Press they lack confidence in the police department's ability to respond to their needs because of the priority response plan, and are more likely to rely on other emergency services. In response to a decreased police force, that was defund the cops, remember?
Yep.
After the Pink Floyd riots, right? Yeah, oh sure, we gotta get rid of the cops. They just beat up on black people. That's all they do, Philo. Yeah, they're bad police. Let's see. In response to the decreased force in 2021, the BPD moved to a priority response plan in which certain types of crimes would trigger an immediate response while others have delayed dispatch. According to their revised priority response plan, however, simple assault and aggravated assault are situations that prompt a priority 1 response, the highest one. Stone noted that some newer facilities like the YMCA, there's a silent alarm can be triggered. This is a way to let authorities know help is needed without alerting everyone in the building and forcing an evacuation. Stone said that on October 30th, the fire department was still investigating what happened at the high school. No charges have been filed. After the incident, they said the school reached out to discuss updating emergency plan and determine whether using the alarm for non-emergency could be added as an option. But only for black people, Philo. Because, you know, let's face it, you're in Vermont. And if you're a member of a protected class, you don't have to follow the rules like Whitey does. Oh, man. Let's see. Here's some good stuff from what happened recently. 1825, the Erie Canal opened up.
Okay, Steve, last but not least.
All right.
Give us a good one.
Let's see. 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle. In 61, they booted Stalin out of Lenin's tomb. In 1992, the Pope finally admitted that Galileo was right.
Yep.
1950, the Puerto Ricans shot at Harry Truman and his old lady in the in the Blair House across the street from the White House. And let's see, in 1917, this is what created Israel, and it all goes back to World War I, because let's face it, Britain won World War I. They got a hold of Palestine from the Turks, and this guy named Balfour made the decision to create a national home for Jews in Palestine.
Okay.
Once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show, so hopefully we'll see you again next week, inshallah. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque, sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you, head east and worship the rock, walk around the rock in Mecca, the meteorite, and in the men-only mosque, and get east and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Snakbar, Allahu Akbar, open bar.
It seems that the bar is open.
Free.
Неважливо, кохаєш ти жінок або чоловіків. Важливо, щоб ти кохав Україну. Вступай до ЗСУ.
So that's a short, just a little snippet of they're trying to get more people from Western Ukraine to join the war effort using LGBT propaganda.
Depicted here with a machine gun flying into Israel. She posted it under her online alias with the celebratory Free Palestine. Mr. Secretary, what's going on here? Is this typical of people who work at DHS? This is an asylum and immigration officer who is posting these frankly pro-genocidal slogans and images on the day that Israelis are being slaughtered in their beds. What have you done about this?
4 things I'd like to say to you. Number 1, your question to suggest that that is emblematic of the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security is despicable.
Really?
I'm sorry. What have you done? This person works for the Department of Homeland Security. Have you fired her?
That was 1 of 4 answers.
Have you fired her?
1.
Have you fired her? Don't come to this hearing room when Israel has been invaded and Jewish students are barricaded in libraries in this country and cannot be escorted out because they are threatened for their lives. You have employees who are celebrating genocide, and you are saying it's despicable for me to ask the question? Here now.
The political coverage that, look, some of the political players and some of the let me ask a rhetorical question. No, anyways.
Say farewell to those days of shaving the back of your head before hair transplant. Dr. Highness and his team have mastered this method, and they are eager to reveal the remarkable results to you.
Spent a long time looking for hurricanes to play. My luck should be so bad now to turn out this way. I had to leave today, just when I thought I found you. It wasn't you yesterday. It wasn't you yesterday. It wasn't you yesterday, but it's an old day now.